Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World. And it is Thursday afternoon. We're going to do World War I dogfights. And this video, well, we're at the Virginia home. My wife will be here hopefully in the next day or so. I had to get the squirrels out of the attic. So, with further, we'll go on and just talk about our aircraft. We're using two Sopwith Camels, 3D printed by Josh. A pusher plane, 3D printed by Josh. And then we're going to go over here to the other side. Now over here we have two albatrosses. Be able to see them pretty good compared to the Sopwith. Yellow, and this one's a yellow one with a blue tail. I need to get a lighting ring for the home in Virginia. I hope this video will come out okay. And don't forget, this video is helping to support the Gettysburg Foundation. So this is the Great Gotha glider, or bomber, excuse me. And this is 3D printed by Josh. And I'm very happy with this. Josh, the 3D printer king, and Josh Warliff, he does print stuff for people all over the, well, not just America. I think he made a batch of half tracks for somebody in Australia recently. All right, it's June, I think 15th or something is when the Gotha bomber first took off to attack or bomb London. So we have this on the kitchen table, and we're going to play using more or less flying circus rules. They're very similar to Avalon Hill's Richthofen game. Both are published in the early 70s. This is 72. Shout out to Kim Metis. He sent me the rules because mine fell off the table and got chewed up by a dog. All right. So we're going to be rolling dice to move. Orange dice are our damage dice. And I have the movement charts and everything. And we're just going to get ready to play. And I'm using a different tripod here also. All right, and later this week, I'm going to be playing the Battle of the Chesapeake, which is our French and British navies during 1781 Yorktown. And I'm going to just change our camera angle for a minute. My hope is to play it on the back deck, looking out of the Chesapeake. And I'm about 22 miles from Yorktown, Virginia. All right, well, pause the camera here and get it set up. Okay, everyone, here we go. So we're rolling dice for movement. A 1, a 5, and a 5. And down here we have a 3, 4, and a 5. Our high die goes first. So we're going to start off with, we'll go ahead and send out the Gotha bomber. It moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's got a speed of 5. All right. Our next aircraft, we're going to have the German Albatross move, and it has a movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to drop back so it moves 6. Now for our British, we're going to have our, I don't know if you can still see this, the Sopwith Camel. It's got a speed of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll put its movement die out there that it wants 6. You can go to your maximum speed and drop down by 1, drop down by 2, or speed up by 1. And so that's why the die are behind them. We have another Sopwith Camel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's going to fire. So I'll move our camera range. Hold on. All right, so we have our first firing. We have our Sopwith Camel. 1, 2, 3 hexes out. It hits on 5 and 6s. And by the way, they will jam. Nope. So at that range, he needed a 5 or a 6. We're not counting ammo for this video. All right. Our Gotha bomber gets to fire back. And it rolls 1 die, and I rolled a 2. So it's forward machine gun. The next one is we have the pusher plane, DH. And now I have to look up its speed. So that darn thing goes 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go, range of 2. So it's closed in on an albatross. Now I have to look up its gun value. All right, and we're firing away. A 6 and a 2, and at range of 2, a 4, 5, or 6. Now a 6 gets to be re-rolled. So rolling 2 1s causes a gun to be jammed. To unjam them, you have to fly straight for 1 turn and roll anything but a 6. When you roll 6s, you roll again, and it does an extra point of damage. So we have caused the albatross has taken a hit. We'll pause the camera here while I find my smoke. All right, so our albatross has 2 points of damage in it. It can take up to 6. We have 1 plane left. Let me get a different angle for everyone. And it's this one here. There we go. All right, now 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago this October, I was at the Allentown area World War I airplane event with Tim Cutler, otherwise known as Uncle Buck. And that was a great event. And Goober and I and Uncle Buck flew in a World War I aircraft. So our albatross is moving 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know, I'm going to stop there. All right. And you don't know where I moved to, but there we are. So that's where our planes are. Pretty interesting. The Gotha bomber, we're going to say the German bomber has to just get to the last hex or so of the table, and we'll say that is London. All right. Now, we're going to try coming down to ground level a little bit, see what that's like. All right, and we're going to roll dice for movement. 2, a 1, a 3. Got a 1, and a 6. All right, so this albatross here gets to go first. It was moving 6 the last time. It can drop to 5. An albatross to do a turn cost 1. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and unfortunately 3, 4, 5. So my speed dropped to a 5. All right. Now I'm right on top of that pusher plane. I'm going to go ahead and blaze away. And at 1 hex, I hit twice. So it takes 2 points of damage. Nothing, no 6s rolled, so nothing special has happened. But we did hit it for 2 points. And its hit points for that, it actually has some hit points. I'm surprised. It has 7 hit points. So there we go. All right. Now our next fighter is looking over my dice. I'm using all these dice to keep track of everything without paper, and because I'm all alone. It looks to me that the pusher plane is next. 1, 2, 3. Wow, I have to think this out. My speed is 6, so I drop down to 5. This thing does a turn. Costs 1 to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, looks to me that we have moved to 5. And we're right on top of it, and we're rolling. And I rolled a 2 and a 5, which at 1 hex, or 4, it does 1 point into it. Well, it takes 10 to shoot it down. And anytime it's shot at, it gets to fire back. And it hit with a 4. So our pusher plane takes a point of damage, but nothing special extra because we didn't roll a 6 on the hit. Wow. And we remove our movement die. There we go. Our speed die is good. Our movement die is gone. Looking at oranges. 1, 1, 1. This 2 is up. Stop with camel. 1, 2. That is free. I believe a stop with camel and a right turn is a 0. 4, 5, 6. Held our speed at 6. So we have a stop with camel coming in on the Gotha bomber. I keep wanting to call it a glider. 2 dice. 6 is our special. The 2 is a miss even at that range. The 5 is a hit. It's now at 2 points of damage. And wow. All right, where we have orange dice. It got shot at, so the forward gunner gets a shoot, and he missed. There we go. 1, 1, and 1. I'm going to roll them off. Okay, Southwest Camel is going next. And the speed is 6 the last time. So the Southwest Camel is going to do a hard right turn. It can drop to 5. That's 1. And the Southwest hard right, 1 and 3 is 4. And I drop to 5. Man, all right. So we can do that by dropping to 5. Having to adjust your airspeed is a pain. All right, it comes in on the Albatross. Now I need to roll some 6s because that's how you do extra damage. And we didn't. We got 1 hit. So the Albatross is up to a 3. All right. The Albatross is going to go after something. And I'm going to pause the camera and figure this out. Well, I had to stop the camera and do the math on this. And after a little finagling, I did out the math, dropped my speed to a 5 from the 6, and now I'm going to blaze away with 2 machine guns, rolling both hits. It puts 2 points onto our Sopwith Camel, but no special extra damage. The Sopwith Camel has 6 hit points. All right, last but not least, our Gotha Bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There it goes. And I might need to check that speed on that thing. We'll see. But it's zipping along. All right, I'm going to pause the camera and set up the dice for the next movement phase. All right, welcome back. We have an albatross and a Sopwith. The Sopwith gets to go first. If you're wondering where it is, it's right there. And it's going to go 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you didn't get to see that, but I did a super hard right turn with the rotary engine of the Sopwith Camel, kept my speed at 6, and we're going to blaze away. I need to roll 6s. This thing's going to be off the table next turn, and I rolled only 1 hit. It's going to take forever to shoot this thing down. All right, and the tail gun gets to fire back, which misses. All right, I have to ignore the German fighters with the British fighters and just go after the bomber. And we're going to do... Oh, the albatross is next. All right. Well, that cost 1, 2, 3. And I got to burn up 1 more. 4. So he's not in position because I was going too fast, but I'm going to slow my speed down to a 3 for next turn. Now I went from 5 to 4. Sorry, everyone. All right, in our next aircraft, take our 3 points of damage with us. All right, which is this Sopwith. And 0, 1, 0, 2, 3, 4. And we can drop to a 4 in speed. So, what I need is 6s. When you roll 6s in this, you do extra damage. Oh, look at that. We got 2 hits on it. So 3 is, we're at 5. It goes down at 10. Now we have a special damage chart. And with a 1, it causes an extra point of damage and a loss of speed. So now it's only moving 4. It's at 6 points, and I'm going to pause the camera. All right, so that Sopwith Camel actually did something. All right, so we have this albatross. You can drop the speed to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could have kept it at 5. So the albatross is on the tail of that Sopwith Camel. Here we go with our dice rolling. We got a 6 and a 2. 1 is a hit. So this Sopwith Camel's up to 3 points of damage. There we go. And we roll the 6, so we have to see what happens there. And we roll the 1, which is an extra point of damage, which is 4. Okay, the Sopwith Camel only has 6 hit points, and that's where we're at. So this plane has moved. All right, we have the pusher plane. And it moves 6, and it turns like a boxcar. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So we can see why that isn't such a great fighter in this late war scenario. I can't turn. It cost me 3 points to do a turn where the Sopwith is a 0 or Albatross is a 1. All right. And last but not least, our bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's heading off to the kitchen, everyone. All right. Wow. I got to reposition the camera. All right, everyone. I'm going to move our planes around. I got our dice out. The bomber's a 2. It will get off the table and bomb England this turn if it doesn't get shot down. And our activation dice are out. The first thing that gets to go is this one, which is 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, and he's on the tail of this Albatross. And it has 3 points of damage, and it's at 5 movement. And we roll the 1 and a 6. The 6 is an extra point, so this goes to a 4. And depending what we roll here, we roll the 5. Engine damage, 2 more points and that blows up. That Albatross is going down. All right, so we got our first kill, and that will be crashing. So we got our first German fighter went down from that terrible maneuvering pusher plane. All right, this Albatross is up, and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's running on the tail of the Gotha bomber. I'm not sure how we're going to deal with that. All right. And so we're at this one with a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can reduce my speed is at 4. I've taken 4 points of damage. We'll move our camera. Oh boy, I'm sorry, everyone. I really. All right, there we are. We side slipped, firing our machine guns. 2 4s, 2 points. It's at 8. This is 6. There's no 8 on a 6-sided die. George in New Jersey, you can laugh at me, or Jack. All right, the darn thing's almost gone. It's got 2 hit points left. Let's see what's left to fly. We have another Sopwith Camel. Its movement is 6 right now. And I'll increase the camera coverage so everyone can see what I'm doing. All right. My Newports are blue. I should have used those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a 6. And we used all our movement to get on that Gotha bomber. And you know what? There is no way, unless I roll snake eyes, that bomber is going to survive. Here we go. And I rolled a 1 and a 6. All right, so the 6, well, that makes it 9, and the 1 is a miss. However, the 6 gets re-rolled. And on the re-roll chart, we roll the 5, and that is engine damage, lose a point of speed, and 2 more points on hit points. And guess what, everyone? We now have The bomber going down in flames. All right. Well, this is my World War I beer and pretzel game. Had to come down. I'm doing multiple things in my world. So we did a quick war game in between other things in life with a sick wife and squirrels in the attic. Now, I think that's it for now. I'm going to close this out with stay safe, be kind, be courteous. Going to be a couple pictures at the end of this video of me at the Airplane Museum with Uncle Buck Tim Cutler, and also Goober the Traveling Bear. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, everything when you watch, you're helping to make a donation to a historic site. And I'm very proud of this fundraising I've been doing now for about a year. And we're over $130 already, and I got until July 31st for the Gettysburg Foundation. Thank you again. And once again, stay safe, be kind, and be courteous. Bye-bye, everybody.